I inched closer to hear what they were talking about, and Rebecca was talking about how ugly I was. Leo laughed and agreed with her, saying he was just in it for the money.
Kill him! I hate this dude. There's nothing good about this dude. End him. End him. Oh, God. Oh my gosh, hey, how's it going, friends? It's your boy Robert Eddie K here, or as some may call me, Watermelondrea, Watermelon Manuel. We are back again with another epic, fun story. I'm wearing a watermelon shirt just because I'm running out of shirts to wear in my videos, you guys. I'm trying not to wear the same shirt twice. This shirt does have an American flag on it, which, you know, doesn't represent me really, but I do live in Make a Hamburger country.
Make a hamburger country!
So I guess it makes sense. I was rich for years and mom didn't even notice. And you boys thought I wouldn't notice. Honestly, I could probably be rich and my mom not know. I mean, she lives way over there and I live way over here. But I'm not rich, so it doesn't matter. But, you know, maybe one day if enough people hit like and hit the bell icon, then maybe I can hide money from my mom. We're back on My Story Animated, people. Our BFFs of lit animations. Anyways, let's go. Let's hear about this money hiding heathen. Story begins in 3, 2, 1, go!
I'm about to tell you a story that's really personal. A story that led to me being in jail.
Yo, is this just a shadow from your epic emo hair that you totally stole from Robert IDK? Or did something happen to your face? Are you gonna find this out? And are you gonna tell us your name? Usually they tell us their name within the first 2 seconds, but I guess we'll find out.
All because I accepted a little money. Okay, well, a lot of money, but we'll get there. Before I really dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, or your floor will turn into quicksand.
You know what, guys? I also have magical powers. Your whole house will explode if you don't hit that bell icon.
I was 2 years old when my mother told me that my dad had died from a boat accident, and we needed to move to a trailer park on the bad side of town because we didn't have enough money. But the worst part was my mom's health.
2 years old? You could process information when you were 2 years old? You couldn't speak to me when I was 2 years old and have me understand or have any concept of what was going on? How smart were you when you were 2 years old? I was a freaking idiot.
She started losing it a bit. It was nearly impossible for her to keep a job, and she was always inviting these creeps.
Jeez, that was scary. Yo, they threw in a sound effect. I'm not used to them having sound effects. And who is this sinister man with a white face and a black arm? I know I'm not really one to talk, but it's a little scary.
And she was always inviting these creeps over to be with her. When I was 5, one of her boyfriends told her she should sell me to the circus. And he was serious. When I was 12,
Yo, if I was 5 years old, I would love that. I want to play with the giraffes and the elephants. If you told me when I was 5 years old that I could go to the circus, I would have said yes. So I'm glad that this mother said no.
When I was 12, I was getting food out of dumpsters just to have enough to eat some nights. And on my 13th birthday, when I woke up, there were loads of cards for me in the mail. And oddly, there was one strange envelope with just my first name on it.
Mia? Do they all have the same name? How many Mias are there? The last one was named Mia.
Hi, my name is Mia.
Okay, Mia. And then there was a Mary, couple of Mias and a couple of Marys. That's how they tell us the name, I suppose. Really? Well, hopefully this doesn't just give me another Mia to hate. Because the last one, I did not approve of the last one.
I opened the envelope and there was $300 inside. I was shocked. I had never seen that much money in my life. I ripped out the letter to see who it was from, but all it said was, "Use this wisely, pretty girl."
Oh, it said another creep. So far, all the men in this story are creeps. If that was a man, I'm assuming. How many women will be like, "Hey, pretty girl, use this wisely." No, because women know how creepy it is to talk like that, so it's a man.
Now that I'm older, those words send a shiver down my spine.
Okay, there you go.
At the time, I was stoked. I bought a ton of food with it and stuffed the food in my closet.
Do you think you have enough chips, Mia?
But that was just the beginning. The envelope started coming once a week. First, it was $300, then it was $400, $500, even $600.
That piggy's gonna blow!
Sometimes there was a note attached, and then sometimes there was just a smiley face. Of course, I didn't tell my mom about this. I took the money and bought myself everything I wanted. New toys, dozens of trips to the movie theater, entire afternoons in the arcade. I felt like a different person.
Where are the friends? Buy some friends. Buy some friends, Mia. My boy Oompaville just bought some Minecraft girlfriends. So if you have that much money, you can definitely buy some friends, especially at that age.
Whenever I saw the bills piling up, I would secretly send cash in to pay for them. I shouldn't have had to do that as a 13-year-old, but I'm glad I did.
13?
To celebrate, I even bought myself a gaming system. Every time my mom would ask me how I got the money.
Okay, we got another gamer here, you guys.
Every time my mom would ask me how I got the money, I'd tell her,
I'm a professional gamer.
my friend gave it to me, and she would say, okay. I once tried to give her money so she could buy some pretty clothes, but she refused and said, I don't need your friend's money, I'm happy the way I am. So I tried sending her an anonymous envelope that was full of money.
And it said, I hope you enjoy this, pretty girl. Then the grandma starts getting money and getting called pretty girl. This is a cycle. This is how it goes.
But she rejected the money and asked me to donate it to the church, and that she wants to stay poor and not accept charity. I had to respect her for that.
I want to stay-
Rejecting free money when you're poor is extremely hard. Believe me, I know. So I stopped trying to give her money. One day, one of the letters said, you're beautiful now. I love watching you. Now, that
made me want to puke. For the first
Yo, who's this creepy dude? Again, I know this is a dude. This ain't no girl. If it ends up being a girl, I will eat my own foot, and I'll be a monkey's uncle.
For the first time, I really began to wonder who was sending me this money. Was it some
I really
stalker?
began to wonder, really? After like a year of this happening, then you know what? It kind of hit me. Who's sending this money? I didn't really think about it before, but now, for the first time, I really thought, who's sending the money?
Was it some stalker? Was it Mike, my mom's creepy ex? I started closing my blinds and barely leaving the house.
Creepy boys.
Around that same time, I realized the letters were always coming on Sundays. So, one Saturday night, I sat out in the yard behind a tree, watching the mailbox. Hours passed that seemed like days, and
Yo, the animation is improving with these guys. Good work. Car, that's my favorite brand. I'm hoping to get a car sedan when I grow up.
and around 4 a.m., I saw a car pull up. My heart was beating out of my chest. I could see a man in the front seat, but he was wearing some kind of mask. He got out to put the letter in the mailbox,
my
and I stood up
gosh!
and sprinted towards him. He acted like I was about to murder him. He ran into the car and locked the...
He acted surprised to see me.
He acted like I was about to murder him.
For some reason, I don't know why, but he just seemed a little alarmed at the time. Didn't really make any sense to me. I mean, 4 a.m., you know, you expect people to... Let's just keep going.
I hit the side of the window trying to tell him I just wanted to meet him, but he tried driving off. I held onto the door with all of my might, but he was just driving too fast. I got dragged.
Yo. It's her dad. It's her dad. I know this, it's her dad. That's my guess.
But that's just a theory.
A Robert IDK theory. Thanks for watching. And continue watching because this is just getting started. I think it's her dad. I think that her mom lied to her at the beginning of the story, and it's her dad.
I got dragged for a few feet, and then I crashed onto the road as he took off.
Holy God, that was really cool.
I busted my face open and had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Of course, I looked like a freak with a giant gash on my face, and I was definitely going to have a bad scar for a long time. The hospital bills were stupid expensive.
What the heck? Who'd you hire? You hired some memester. You guys hired some memester to animate these. And you guys put in background music, which I'm sure the viewers appreciate, but I don't appreciate because I like putting my own background music. I don't want to have to use yours, but we'll see how it turns out in the edit. But things are changing here.
The hospital bills were stupid expensive.
Cause you don't live in Canada, baby!
In building a Canada where everyone can be proud.
So I was really excited to head home and get my next letter. But when I opened it, there was no money inside. The note read, "Never do that again. If they find us, we're in trouble." I knew that instant that I was never going to try and see who the man was again.
Stop ripping off his face!
By the time I entered high school, I wanted to date, so I asked one of my classmates out, and he took one long look at me and said, "No, you're ugly."
Who says that? I hope none of you guys ever say that. That's so mean. Please never speak to anyone like that. If there's one thing I can accomplish with this channel, I teach people to not be freaking jerks about people's appearance. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Come on, Jared. You think you're better than her just because you've got a razor sharp jawline?
I was really struggling. With a massive scar on my face, no one really wanted to date me. On my way home from school most days, I would cry. But then I realized the power that I had. My mysterious letter sender had started putting $5,000 in every week. I started buying things for my classmates. The most popular girl got a new iPhone from me. Some other kids got skateboards.
Gucci! You're out here buying Gucci sweater. Okay, Gucci sweaters. Listen, I own a Gucci belt. I'm not gonna say the price, but it's not that expensive in comparison to the other stuff. A Gucci sweater, what I've seen, they're like $2,500. Completely unnecessary. I think if you get something like Gucci or designer or whatever that lasts, like, you know, sunglasses, a wallet, a watch or belt, whatever, that's cool. But the shirt is just not necessary, in my opinion. Let's look this up. Gucci sweater price. Look at this! Are you kidding me? $1,500 for a sweater? $2,200 for a sweater! Like what? Why? What? You could buy, how many sweaters could you buy with that? You could buy like 100 normal sweaters with that money. It's not worth it. In my opinion. Hey, listen, if you've got enough dough to throw around that you can make yourself happy and you still have money, well, first, donate to charity. I don't care. You know what? No.
Some other kids got skateboards, Gucci clothes, and even sneakers worth hundreds of dollars. Suddenly, everybody wanted to be my friend. Even Leo, the hottest boy in school.
Okay, so you trying to tell me that this isn't the guy who's dropping the mail off? The only two guys with long black hair. So if it's not her dad, it's Leo here.
I had been crushing on him since I was 6, and he was finally giving me the time of day. I bought him watches, hats, golf clubs. I took us out to dinner every single
Yo, this is me dropping pellets of food to get my rats to come to me.
I was living the dream. Soon, our entire friend group was decked out in nice clothes, and people—
Okay, so if she's buying him stuff and he's actually stoked about it, then he can't be the one with the money.
And people around the school started asking me for money and things.
But they weren't the cool kids, so they didn't get anything.
I wanted people to like me, so I just gave people what they wanted. But that didn't go over too well. One day, during lunch, I got called into the principal's office, in front of everyone. When I got inside, the principal started asking me where I was getting all this money.
Where's my money? Come on, Mia, can't you just give me one stack of cash? Just 1 milli, baby. He's about to tell her grades are bad, so she's gonna pay off the school to get higher grades. She is just Mr. Beast out here.
Even worse, he said, "Your grades aren't good enough to make this kind of money at a job." I couldn't believe he would say something so terrible. I didn't need this. I stood up and told him it was none of his business and he could shove it, which went about as well as you'd expect.
You will not talk to me like that! You will give me $10,000 right now!
I got suspended for talking back to him, which wouldn't be a big deal except he was going to call my mom that afternoon. I've never run faster in my life. I burst into our house to find my mom asleep on the couch. While I was holding it, she got a text. It read, "You owe me $2,500 or we're going to have a problem." When I scrolled further up to see all the previous messages, I was shocked. Apparently, my mom had been buying illegal goods from some random guy, and he did not seem friendly. So I did what I knew I had to do.
What are the goods? What kind of goods? What kind of illegal goods? She doesn't seem like, you know, she's, you know, one of those people. She's building a robot. I have nothing to back that up or nothing to go along with that, but that's my guess.
I texted him that I'd meet him at a local park and drop off the money. He insisted we do it at night, and I was insanely nervous, but I agreed. I sat in the park in the dark, and a sketchy car drove up. Then a buff guy stepped out and charged
Oh my
over
gosh! It's Thanos! It's Thanos with this purple bean car! Oh my gosh, this is literally Thanos!
I thought he was going to jump me or something. He stopped and asked why the heck I was there. I handed him the money, my hands shaking, and told him to stop talking to my mom. But he wasn't going down without a fight. He said he was going to talk to whoever he wanted to. Frustrated, I handed him an extra $1,000, and he was shocked. He said he'd stay away. thankfully. Those next few days stuck at home with my mom was a nightmare. I pretended I had a cold so I couldn't go to school. Of course, she had guys over. I was disgusted hearing her make out with them, so I snuck out the window. I ended up spending a lot of my time.
I knew they were gonna cut it like literally right at the end there.
I snuck out the window. I ended up spending a lot of my time with Leo. He thought it was super cool I got expelled, and honestly, he made me feel like the coolest person ever.
Guys, it's not cool to get expelled. Why do you think Hermione in the first Harry Potter movie's like, we could get killed or worse, expelled? Getting expelled isn't cool, guys. If you get expelled, you have to unsubscribe.
We went to the mall and shopped together every day. When he asked me to be his girlfriend, I was so happy. I posted a picture of us together, but he asked me to take it down because his parents would ground him for having a girlfriend. One day, he showed me a car he really wanted. He said,
Jeez! What the heck? Who joined the team? Can I please have this car? Mia, can I please have this car?
He said I'd be the greatest girlfriend ever if I bought it for him, and I told him I would. I had thousands and thousands of dollars saved up, so who cared? When I got home that same day, I had a letter, but it wasn't a Sunday, so I was surprised. I was even more surprised when I opened the envelope and it was a huge letter. The letter said that Leo was cheating on me with Rebecca, one of our classmates. My mysterious money sender told me to stop my relationship with him immediately. I felt so grossed out. How long had he been following me? Was he actually watching my every move? For the first time, the reality that some dude had been watching me my whole life started to sink in. But was he right about Leo? I texted Leo to hang out the next day, but he told me he had plans. I immediately went over to Rebecca's house and sat behind a tree.
Dump this fool. This dude doesn't deserve your free money. Listen, you're an idiot for giving away all this money anyways, giving charity to people who don't need charity. And this Leo guy, what does this Leo guy do except be tall and have a nice jawline? I'm tall, see? See, I'm tall, I'm cool. You don't see me having everything bought for me. You don't see me getting free money. I don't like this Leo guy. And it's not because I'm jealous, it's because he sucks. He's stupid.
And you know what I saw? Leo and her in the backyard, laying by the pool and making out.
Gross.
My stomach turned. I couldn't believe it. I inched closer to hear what they were talking about, and Rebecca was talking about how ugly I was. Leo laughed and agreed with her, saying he was just in it for the money.
Kill him! I hate this dude. There's nothing good about this dude. End him. End him.
I had never been that mad before in my life.
Get
Frustrated,
him, Mia!
I stormed
Get
off
him!
and decided I needed to get revenge in the best way possible. The next morning, my suspension from school was officially up. When I pulled up to the school, I felt like $1 million.
Because she has $1 million. It would make sense you feel like $1 million considering you have $1 million, and that's how you identify your entire life. The $1 million is literally you, so it does make sense that you would feel like $1 million. Yeah. Here's how you get revenge. You buy the car that he wanted and then run him over with it.
Robert IDK does not condone violence towards anyone regardless of whether they have been cheating on you or otherwise.
Because I was pulling up in the exact car that Leo wanted.
What did I say?
He was so stoked at first, thinking it was a surprise for him, so he ran to me and asked for the key. But then I dropped the bomb on him in front of everyone. We're over. This car is a gift for myself because I tolerated you all this time. I've never seen someone get that embarrassed.
Ha!
People were laughing at him and asking me if they could get in my car and go for a spin. And I deserved all that praise because buying the car was not easy. They were super nervous about taking all cash from a 16-year-old. And I get it. It probably looked a little sketchy.
As if this isn't sketchy. As if you getting money from a mysterious masked man your whole life isn't sketchy. They probably thought it was sketchy, but I know it's my money. It's so funny. They probably thought it was something sketchy, you know, but no, it wasn't. You know, it's just me who gets all this free money in the dark from some creepy dude.
But it was my money, one way or another. Now all I had to worry about was hiding the car from my mom, or so I thought. When I came back from taking the car for a spin, there were police all over the place. They yanked me out of the car and put me in handcuffs. It felt like I was in a nightmare. I asked what this was about, and the cops told me it was for using and distributing counterfeit money. I was spiraling. The money I had been given all those years was fake? Who the heck was sending me it? Were they trying to set me up? I tried to explain through tears on the way to the police station, but they weren't having it. When I finally got there, they put me in a cold, dark room and started interrogating me. I knew I couldn't keep my secret anymore. I told them about all the letters and about how long I had been getting them. I even told them about all the things I had spent the money on.
You didn't even buy any weed. No, I can't do that. You didn't even buy any Robert IDK merch with all that money? Lock her up, Kevin. Throw her in the dog pound.
But as they continued interrogating me, they realized my story hadn't changed. After 8 hours, they let me out with a plan in mind. They'd stake out the house on a Sunday, block the road, and catch the person behind this. When I walked out, my mom was standing there. She knew everything now, and she was not happy.
You know that, but the person's been watching her this whole time, so he knows about the cops pulling up. So he knows something's up.
When I told her I'd been paying our bills, she looked a bit ashamed. We didn't talk the entire ride home. When Sunday came, we both sat in the living room with the blinds open, waiting to see it all happen. I felt sick to my stomach. I was giving up someone who had changed my life, someone who had helped me so much over the years. His car pulled up, and all the police lights flashed on. I started to cry, and I bolted out of the house to see him. I needed to apologize for all of this. He tried to drive away from the cops, and a huge chase started. The cops had either side of the road blocked off, but he was ramming into cars, desperate to get out. Sparks were flying everywhere, car alarms were going off. He was even tearing up people's yards. Finally, the cops chased his car into our front yard. They pinned him against the side of the house and yanked him out. I called out to him, apologizing while the cops held me back. Then the cops ripped off his mask.
It's gonna be the dad. I will bet. I'm not betting anything because I'm smart with my money. This is the dad. It's gotta be the dad. You agree? Is it gonna be the dad? Vote in the poll above. Just kidding, I'm not gonna remember to put a poll in there.
And my world fell apart. I recognized the man underneath the mask. It wasn't one of my mom's ex-boyfriends. It wasn't a neighbor. It was my dad.
We did it, Reddit! We did it, YouTube! Boom! You are watching the right channel right now. We debunked it from the start. As if you're gonna get such brilliant detective work from anywhere else, you know? No, I mean, no. But come on, I called it, you know. I called it.
My dad, who had died when I was 2.
Allegedly.
Now, it was him apologizing. My mom and I stood there in absolute shock while they put him in the cop car. When we found out the real story, I couldn't believe it.
Dad won the lottery and then faked his death.
After I was born, my mom and dad were fighting a lot. The stress of raising a family was apparently too much for him, so he left for work one day and faked his own death by crashing a boat. He had a float with him to get to shore, and that's when he started a whole new life. He couldn't get a job without an ID, so he started making counterfeit money to get himself by.
Oh right, the money's fake. Never mind. Any kids watching, just so you know, it doesn't work like that. You can't make fake money out of a normal printer. Just so you know, in case any of you guys were gonna try it.
By the time he realized how unhappy he was and how much he missed us, he thought it was too late to come back. Instead, he watched us from a distance. He knew about my mom's issues, so he gave me the money to take care of us. He had watched every birthday party, every game, every trip I had ever taken, and now he was going to jail for 20 years. Now all the money I had was gone, and I was poor again. I can lie and say I'm happier now without the money, but I'm not. And I also lost all my friends because everyone thinks my father is a mob boss. But yesterday, I received a mysterious envelope with a ton of cash inside, and to be honest, I don't know what to do.
A cliffhanger? These people are crazy. My Story Animated, you stepped up your game. Are we gonna get a sequel? I'm guessing no. They don't do sequels here. What the heck happened? This is too much stress for someone for wearing a watermelon shirt. I was planning to chill out today. Of course it didn't happen, but you know, what else is new if you've seen any of my videos. And if you like these animation reactions, well, you will like my other stuff. So go check it out. Have a Robert IDK binge watching day. You know, this is a suggestion. I think it's a fun thing to do. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.